Hi, I'm Pamela, and welcome to Greenstick Cottage, where I knit and crochet whenever the cats allow me to. And I have one cat being very good, sitting in my lap. This is Misty, and she has been going through her heat cycle, but she's on the waning end of it. And we have Rosie in the midst of it. So if you hear yowling, that's what's going on. She's singing the song of her people, and so she's and you might even hear yowling from outside because the suitors come outside. All of my cats are inside cats, but the suitors still know that they're in here, so they come and they yowl back. So anyway, I will skip beyond that and get to finishes, and this is one of them. And this is the, it's called Flashpoint. The pattern is called Flashpoint. I call it the Flashpoint hat. It is all brioche stitch, 2-color brioche. And this is the fourth one I've done for my granddaughters, my older granddaughters. And this granddaughter, there's two granddaughters with who have birthdays this month, and this granddaughter who's getting this hat. She is going to be 17, and her favorite colors are red and black. So didn't this turn out great? I think this is my favorite one, even though I'm not a big fan ordinarily of red and black, but in this case I think it's so dramatic and so nice looking. And so this particular pattern, it can be worn like I'm wearing it now with the brim up, or I'm going to go ahead, and it's reversible, so I'm going to go ahead and reverse it. And let's see. And I'll put it more in the slouchy style where, oh, I forgot to reverse it, didn't I? Okay. That's right. There we go. Now we got this is more prominent, the foreground is more black with the red in the background. So it looks like this in the slouchy way with the black kind of predominating there. But anyway, I just love this pattern. I've got one more to make for one of my, for another teenage granddaughter coming up in a little while here, a couple more months, 3 more months, I think, yeah. So anyway, so this is the Flashpoint hat in brioche stitch, and I'll show it more close up here. And it is, let me hold it still. Let's see if that would help. And it's very squishy and comfy and warm and soft. And so I used, here's the red side. Let's see if I can show that. It looks cool when you stretch it out and see the, anyway, this is a lot of fun to make once you catch on to the brioche stitch. And I used Caron Simply Soft for this hat. It calls for DK weight, but I figured I could not find yarn. I could not easily and in time find yarn in DK weight that was red and black, red and or black. And so I decided to, since I had to order online, and I had to, anyway, I just went with what I could find, and I figured the Caron Simply Soft is a narrower gauge number 4 weight, and that it might work with the size US 4 needles, which is 3.5 millimeters. It does seem a little bit bigger than the previous. I don't have one of the previous hats. They've all been mailed off to the birthday girls. And so I'm not sure. I can't do a direct comparison, but at least it's the color she likes, and I'm pretty sure she'll love it because I love it. So, and I ordinarily would never pick these colors. So awesome. And so that is going to her in her little gift bag. I tried to find red or black little backpack at Dollar Tree, but this dark pink was the closest I could get. So that is where her hat is going, and that will go out in the mail tomorrow, and we'll be there, I hope, in plenty of time for her birthday. And so that's the first finish. The second finish is also in a little Dollar Tree backpack, and this is for one of my littler, younger granddaughters that's going to be 4 this month. And I asked her mother to ask her who her favorite princess was, and she said Jasmine. So this is a Jasmine. Is this the 3rd or 4th? Let me look at my notes. That's what my notes are for. Let's see. 1, 2. I'm pretty sure this is the 3rd princess hat I have made in this style and fashion. So, so this is inspired by Jasmine. It's not meant to look exactly like Jasmine, but I tried to get the colors right. So she has. So this one has the dark hair, the black hair. I used. I used mainstays for the hat and the ringlets. So let me see if I can show those a little bit better. There are 10 ringlets. And when I make these hats, I make the ringlets first and make sure the ends are woven in on those. And then I make the hat. And this hat is the what is it called? Let me get the name right. It is, well, I didn't write down the whole name. I think it's like Basic Half Double Crochet Beanie by Umbaka Designs. I'll include a link to the pattern on her blog. And so then I finish up the hat on the last round. The last round is a slip stitch round. And that is where, and I slip stitch the ringlets onto the hat. So there's no sewing of any of this. I just slip stitch them on the last round. And then after that's done, I do the crown. And this crown is called Princess Crown by Ira Rott. And I'll include a link to that as well. And I just, on that slip stitch round, what I do is I just crochet the hat onto the slip stitch round, going up like this, up to the points. And then there's a final round on this crown. And you can do the crowns. The pattern is written for the crown to be worn by itself, so you can do it that way too. But I made sure that the bottom of the hat and the crown, the bottom of the crown, have the same number of stitches. In this case, it's 60 stitches around. And then you add the final part of the crown down here on the other loop of the slip stitch is what I did. And so it's all attached. The only sewing was weaving in the ends. So, I've got a meme for that where I'll bring that up. I'll put it up here because I do pretty much anything to avoid weaving in ends. And I'm not gonna. This is a smaller hat for a 4-year-old, so I'm not gonna put it on. I'll just kind of set it up here, and then you got these curls, And the little girls don't have real long hair like this, and so so they like having, they say, well, really, it's like a wig, and anyway, they like it. And so anyway, so hers is going in her light pink backpack, and so that'll be going to her in the mail tomorrow. And so those are my finishes, and I'm so excited. I got them done. And let's see, here's Rosie messing up my notes, making it harder. All right, she wants to go. That's good. She won't be bothering me if she goes. Okay. So princess hat we've covered, and flashpoint hat. So next I'm going to talk about new start. I have a new start, and this little thing is not staying in. Let's see. Okay. And that is in my rainbow backpack, my tie-dye backpack. And this, I have a grandson due in May. And so this is for him. And this doesn't look like much right now. You can kind of see this. This goes here. I'd have to look more closely to see which is the right side, the outside. And but basically what you have here, let me fold it more properly here. And so this is the front. It's got all kinds of cat hair and fuzzies on it, but this is the front, and this is the back. I should always hold things closer, I think. And this is Karen Simply Soft in black, and that's what the pattern calls for. It's called the Jackson Tuxedo Set. So this is the tuxedo jacket, is what I have started here. And basically you start with this long rectangle here that you see on the bottom, and then you do the right front, and then you break the yarn off, then you reattach and do the left front, and you then you go back to do the back piece, which I've only done like 2 or 3 rows here, so that's going to come up to meet the the fronts. And you can see here how the front goes like this, and that's going to be folded like that to create the lapel. It's kind of hard to see with the black yarn, but this will be edged in white. Now the photo that comes with the pattern, which I hopefully can put over here, it shows a white tuxedo trimmed in black. And that's the way I started it. In fact, I still have the white part where I was doing the long rectangle that you start off with. And this is Mainstays white. And as you can see, I was a little worried about it because Mainstays, of course, is thicker than Karen Simply Soft that the pattern calls for. And as you can see, it is that much longer. Now that's not too much longer or bigger, but it's also stiffer. It feels stiffer than the Karen Simply Soft. And anyway, I just switched it up and decided to make it black with white trim. And we'll see how that turns out. And this set is so cute. It comes with the jacket, and the jacket has tails. And hopefully I've got those pictures showing you. And then the pants, and so hopefully I will get that done before the baby shower, and that will be his little outfit. And yes, we found out initially, I think I told this story, but just in case it bears repeating. If you're pregnant don't spend the $80, $90, whatever it is, on the early detection blood thing. I'm not sure where you collect the blood, but you have to make sure the husband and nothing, you don't want any, anyway, it's supposed to be able to tell from that test, and you send it back. It's supposed to tell what sex the baby is. And my daughter did that, and it came back as a female. And so we were all happy with that. We love girls. So, but so then when she had a more comprehensive ultrasound, they discovered that the baby was a boy. And so he's the first grandson in 9 years. So it's been girls, a long period of girls, and now we're finally having a boy again. So I was super excited, not only just because another boy, but because I get to make the tuxedo set that I've been wanting to make, baby after baby, baby dress, baby dress, baby dress, baby dress, and I finally get to do a boy outfit. So I'm really excited, and I can't wait to see how it turns out. So that is the Jackson tuxedo set, and I'll include a link to the pattern. And I am using an H hook, which is 5 millimeters. It calls for H hook and F hook. So I think the F hook is for the trim around the outside. But I'll find out as I go along. And so that's my new start. And then for whips, probably I should have said this during the finishes, but the whips are still going on. But let me start with this one. This is where I store. I've got another purple, of course, for me. Another backpack, one of the little backpacks from Dollar Tree, and that holds my working yarn for this whip. And this was originally started as a granny square crochet along, started by Connie at Just Another Stitch. So I started making squares in August, and I would just do a square here and there when I had time. And, like in between things that were more urgent and all. And so, of course, this, I thought I had a chance of finishing that crochet along by starting in August and going until the end of the year, and I thought I had plenty of time. No, of course not. I'm not that. I spread myself too thin over too many projects, and then there I am, with my face hanging out when the crochet along is over. But I revived it, and I just continue. So I decided when the 100-day project came up that that started on February 18th, and I thought, well, I have all the squares done, but I have, let's see if I can grab these. I have a stack of, I did all the colored squares, and they were all ready to join. And then I did all the black squares, and there's 39 black squares. And so I had these 39 black squares, this huge stack, and they were not ready to join because they all have ends hanging off because I did not weave in the ends. Now that's where the picture is going to come. I'm going to put the picture here that I think is hilarious, and it totally embodies how I feel about weaving in all the ends on projects like this. So what I decided to do, and by the way, another little bit more crunchy sound here, but this is where I'm storing this project. And so all the colored squares, I have the ends all woven in. They're all nice and ready to go. And so what I decided to do when the 100-day project started on February 18th is each day I will force myself to weave in the ends on one square. And there are 3 sizes of squares. There's the 3 round size, the 7 round size, and the 11 round size. So these are how many I have left that the ends are not woven in on. I don't know how many there are left, but it's quite a bit smaller of a pile. And so my deal with myself was to do a weave in 2 ends, 1 square's worth of ends, which is only 2 ends, and weave those in, and then on 1 square, and then join 1 square into the blanket, because this is going to make a granny square blanket. These are all the black squares that I've woven the ends on that haven't been joined into the blanket yet. So so I've made some progress on that aspect of the project. Now let me get rid of this. And so here is what is joined so far, and I probably cannot show the whole thing, but it starts here, and this is the upper left corner, or excuse me, if you're looking at the blanket on the right side, Misty's investigating the air conditioner. Must be lovely smells coming through there because it's about to rain, or a bird is on it on the outside. Okay, so as you look at this, and you're looking at the right side of the blanket, this is the upper right corner of what the finished blanket will be. And this is I'm joining this with a continuous join as you go technique, and using the black mainstays. This is all mainstays yarn, number 4 weight yarn, and acrylic, 100% acrylic. And because these are all different sizes, there's a schematic in the pattern. And I'm not going to reveal the pattern until the design of the pattern shows up more. But anyway, it meanders all over the place. It's like a maze. And you attach the squares, according to this schematic. And so all of these squares are in specific places. But the colors are randomized. I just used random.org, and she caught something. I used random.org, and I wrote down all the colors, and so each place is a specific square size, but the color, comes from my randomized list. And that's how I've been joining them, except the blacks have to be where they are for this particular design. Now, the design itself, like I said, I'll reveal the pattern. I want it to be kind of a mystery, like I'm watching it show up, and I want to see how it is for people who don't know how it's supposed to turn out, to see it. And so... Sorry, she's distracting me. She usually doesn't do that, so that's why it's distracting. And so I love all these crayon colors, by the way. I just love them all. And I think it's like all the solid colors except brown and gray and white that at least that my Walmart carries in mainstays. I'm using all the solid colors except those 3. And so what was I going to say? Oh, the photo that goes with this pattern, the squares that I'm doing in black are in white. And all these multicolored squares are in blue. And the joining is done in, I think, gray. And it looks beautiful. But when I looked at how other people did this project, I came across one where she used multiple colors of squares, and I thought, oh, I've got to make it now that I've seen that. So And she did it like this with multiple colors. She planned out the colors in a color fade. I decided that would be too difficult for me, especially with these particular colors. And so I just decided to do them randomly and hodgepodge all over the place. So this is my 100-day project is what I'm calling it now. And that is going well so far. So when I get finished, so my plan was to do the 1 square a day on the weaving in the ends and joining 1 square a day. When I get through with all the black squares and all the ends are woven in, I will probably, there are 110 squares total for that blanket. So I will have to start doubling up on the squares to make sure I get done within the 100 days. And also I was going to do a 7-round border, but this blanket is turning out so big, so wide already, and I haven't even gone down the length very far. So it's going to be bigger than I thought it was going to be. So I may just do a 1-round outer border when the squares are all joined. But anyway, I have to plan that out for however many days are left in the 100 days, so I can reach the finish line on day 100. All right, so that is the 100-day project. That is one of my whips. And this was I've had to put this MCAL mystery knit along. This is called Joyful Kitties, and I originally did a coaster with a heart on it, which is under my drink. I won't grab that. Well, let me do it. Here we go. And of course, it has all kinds of stickers and whatever the cats bring in as they walk over my belongings. But anyway, it's a little coaster. And the way this knit along works is you do the coaster to practice the intarsia technique. That's what the back looks like. And you post a photo, and the designer will send you a code to get the next part of the knit along, mystery knit along, for free. So, and this is on Ravelry, and the designer is Sherry Marie Leck, and her group on Ravelry is called Craft Designs for You. I think that's also the name of her website. And so then I got the pattern for the pillow. And this is the front, and this is the back. And I am using leftover yarn that was given to me, a big bin full of little balls. And I don't have any to show right now, and I'm just randomly picking the colors. When this ball runs out, I attach a different one, and wherever it happens to land. This one got really scrappy here, up in here. And so, but I'm generally picking purple background for this pillow. And so that one is, so this is on hold right now. This knit along is on hold right now because of me having to hurry up and get all the baby stuff done before the baby's born. And but the next 2 installments have already come out because the rest of the knit along is a blanket, and it has different kinds of cats. There's Rosie, so I'm really disappointed because I love doing these. And the other one, same designer, same group, same everything. And this is Happy Cats. So this one's Joyful Kitty. The knitted version is Joyful Kitties. And the crochet version is Happy Cats. And I'm using blue yarns. So this one is scrappy as well. This is the crocheted version. And I'm using blues, and it's all scrappy and front and back, and I just love the way she created these kitties. And I know that the next 2 the 2 squares for the kitties blankets are because other people have done them and posted them in the group, so I've gotten to see those, and they're just, oh, it's just such a treat for the eyes seeing them all. And they're different breeds. There's a Siamese out now, and the other one I think was I can never remember, Turkish van. And I have good colors for both of those, so I'm excited to get to those, but I gotta wait till the baby stuff is done. And so but they're still kind of anyway, they're in the rotation when I can get to them. They haven't fallen into UFO land. I'm still keeping them in whips. All right, next one is the one that I discovered in this book that I really like called Knit the Sky by Leah Redmond. Yeah, that's her name. And this is what inspired me to start this one. I'm still reading through this book a little bit at a time. And this section called Monster Under Your Bed. And this one she came up with, it's a totally like mindless project, and that you can do in the dark if you're having insomnia, and that way you don't turn on the light because to wake yourself up more, and you just knit. And so I had this beautiful yarn, and I've shown this before, and I was crocheting a shawl with it, and I ended up not liking how it was turning out. But the yarn is called, it's Super Saver, Red Heart Super Saver, and the colorway is called Butterfly. I think it's discontinued, but I still love it. And so I started a blanket with this yarn, and I think I'm using, I did not make a card for this, did I? I guess I didn't. Anyway, I'm using size 9 needles, I think is what I was using, and circular needle, and I cast on 225, I believe, and I've been knitting in garter stitch, and I got like 5 rows done. I don't know how many, so I ended up frogging it though and starting over, and I don't know how many I've done. Let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Oh, I'm up to rows. I finished 6 rows this time around, and and so, because the reason why I frogged it and started over, but doesn't it just look so cool? Oh man, Misty's going for it. No, you can't have it. And is that I did not like the edge. I forgot to do my favorite edge for things like this, and as she managed to get some of it off the needle, drop some stitches. Naughty, naughty. And anyway, on the edge, if you do slip purlwise with the yarn in front when you start a row, it makes a nice, neat, straight edge like that. And so that's why I ripped it out and started over, because I wanted to have that nice, neat edge from the beginning. And so I have not worked on this very much, only on, I think, a couple nights when I was really tired, and I just didn't want to have to look at a pattern and read row by row directions, and I just wanted to watch everybody on YouTube and just sit there and knit to my heart's content. So it's garter stitch, so it makes it very easy to keep up with it. And so that will be a long-term project, but I will have a nice colorful blanket. If I run out of yarn before I have a big enough blanket, I'll find some other pretty yarn I like and keep going until it is big enough, I guess. All right, so those are whips, and then I've got plans, and hopefully I can put photos up here for the baby. After I finish the Jackson tuxedo set, I'm going to add to that, and there is a pattern for a baby top hat. Hopefully I can put the picture there. And I think that would just be adorable with the tuxedo. And I'm still looking for some tuxedo type shoes or booties. If I can't do that, I may just do just plain black with some white trim on just plain old booties. I don't know, but I did find a pattern for specifically for tuxedo booties. I found the listing on Ravelry, but it does not, it says that it's no longer available online. And so I'll put that picture up here. The designer is Sarah Myers. If anybody knows where that pattern is, and could you let me know? And or if you know of some other shoes, little baby shoes crocheted that would go well with this tuxedo set, I would really appreciate knowing about that. In the meantime, I'll just continue my search. And then if I get all that done so that he's completely outfitted from head to toe, I will try to make a blanket, even though he's going to be a summer baby. So that's not as imperative. He may need a blanket later on when it gets to be fall and winter. But here where we live, it's hot in the summer. So a crocheted or knitted blanket is probably going to be too much. But he could lay on it, I guess. But anyway, the blanket I am loving at the moment is called Little Prince or Princess, if it's a girl. So, but in my case, it'll be Little Prince, and I'll try to put a picture here and include the link. I'll try to include the links to all these patterns in case you're looking to make tuxedo and princely things for an upcoming baby. But I'm liking that, except it's knitted, which takes longer than crocheting for me. There's also another one called, there's two other blankets called Tuxedo Blanket. I think both of them have the same title, but they're totally different looking. I'll try to put those photos up there too. And I'm not sure, anyway. So I'm still playing around with the idea on the blanket, but that may happen. I did not bring it in here. I forgot it. But the other thing I want to make for the new baby is a poppet octopus. Now, I'll put a photo of one of the recent ones I finished. And all my grandchildren have a poppet octopus, and so he will be the only one who does not have one. So he'll either get it now or on his first birthday maybe or something. But it will be black and white, and what I forgot to bring in here was the other mainstays yarn I got for his stuff is I think it's called Black Multi, but it's black and white and gray, I think, and so I'll trim the poppet octopus with that variegated color, and one side will be black and one will be white, and that'll be his poppet octopus. So that's on the horizon. If I can get that far before, well, I guess I could still do it after he's born. But I'm trying to get all of his handmade things done in time for the baby shower, which is in early April. So we'll see. Then also on the horizon is another princess hat. This is for a May birthday for my youngest granddaughter. And that one will be Anna inspired, because my granddaughter's older sister got the Elsa inspired princess hat. So we're going to kind of have those be matchy. And hopefully the next time we all get together in one place, all the grandkids can wear all their hats. And then there's one more flashpoint hat, which is the brioche stitch hat. And that one is for my granddaughter who's born in June. And that one will be green and purple. So, and I'm using Caron Simply Soft, and the shade of green and shade of purple looks so good together. I forgot to bring those yarns out to show. And then finally, for my plans, I've got to reach down here again. I've got Misty on my lap again, so this will not be easy. There we go. Heavy. And this one is in one of my, I love these Grand Canyon bags from Safeway. And so that's where this is residing. And this is also my latest acquisitions, is the yarn for this project, upcoming project. And it is going to be, I'll put pictures, I'll try to have pictures up here, like a slideshow or something. Because this will be, I'm not sure how many, and I'm not sure I have pictures of every one I've made, but my favorite quilt pattern is double wedding ring. And I have never made a fabric quilt double wedding ring. I've never made one. But I have crocheted a few, several. And so now I got cat hair. Anyway, I'm going to end up being, hacking like the cats do, when they're trying to get their hairballs up. And one of these days it'll probably overtake me. Anyway, so I love it. I love it whether it's sewn or whether it's crocheted. I love the double wedding ring pattern. And I have used at least 3 different patterns, designs of the, different versions of the double wedding ring in crochet. And like I said, hopefully, I'll be able to insert the photos of some past ones that I've made. So I found out that my niece was getting married the day before her wedding, which was just her and, it was very small on the beach in California. And so, anyway, I was really excited that they were getting married. And I said, I want to make you, a double wedding ring. Her brother got the last double wedding ring quilt or, crocheted blanket. And so I wanted to make one for them. But I said, I probably won't be able to get to it till summer because I have all these deadline projects, in the meantime. And so, but I did pick out the yarn and got the yarn. And so for the rings, it's going to be light pair. These are Red Heart Super Saver yarns, number 4 weight. And so for the rings, they're going to be this color, which is light periwinkle. And this one is buff. And that's going to represent the sand and the sea, the ocean. So I thought a beachy theme for this double wedding ring blanket would be good. Well, at least it makes me happy. And I'm pretty sure it'll make them happy too. And so the rings will be, half the rings will be the buff color and half will be the light periwinkle color. And then where the rings intersect, I call those sections the eye because they're shaped like an eye, like that. I don't know. Kind of a oval. Are going to be in mirage. So where the ocean and the shore meet. So the intersection of the rings will be this variegated color called mirage. And then lastly, the centers of the rings are going to be Aran, A-R-A-N, and which is kind of an off-white. So it will be very beachy colored, I think. And I may want to make one for me because I love beachy colors like this. So hopefully they will like it. And of course there are multiple skeins in here. I in my figuring of the pattern, and I'm doing the same pattern that I did for her brother because I think that's the last one I've used, and I really I think I like it the best because the rings, the crochet rings, actually interlock. They actually, you make a ring And I've got pictures of that last one blanket that I did for my nephew and his wife. I have that one, pictures of that one in progress that I'll show. And so what you do is you create the first ring, and then the next ring you go so far, and then you intertwine it with the first ring, and you sew the ends together, or maybe they're crocheted together, I can't remember. And I'll include the book that I got it at Annie's digital, I think. The book, I think it's like Ultimate Crochet Quilts or something like that, but I'll include a link to that because it has other beautiful quilt looking crocheted blankets in it as well as this one. And so you interlock the rings, and then you crochet the little eyes, as I call them, that where the rings intersect. You crochet that, and then on the last round you crochet it to that opening. And the same with the centers of the rings. You crochet those to a certain point, and on the last round you crochet them to the inside of the rings. And but I love the way the rings overlap, in there, they physically overlap, and I love that textured look. So that's the pattern I'm planning on using, and I hope I did my figuring right and that I have the right yardage of each color. And the only one that was hard for me to get was the light periwinkle. I had to order that online from Joann's, which is, I'll tell you what, this last order, I just got those 2 skeins of light periwinkle, but I did get like 100, I don't know, I think it was over 100 skeins of DMC embroidery thread for a cross-stitch project I'm going to start. And that came, and those little skeins, of the DMC crochet thread, I don't have any around here, but they're only like that long. They're very tiny, And 8 packages for 2 skeins of yarn and a bunch, actually all those threads, including ones I was able to get at Walmart, all the threads for that project. The project is called A Stitch in Time. I'll put a picture of that up here just for fun. It's a cross-stitch piece, full coverage. That's why there's so many skeins of thread that's why I had to buy them in increments, because I got what I could get at Walmart. And then Joann was having the sale for 50 cents a skein, which is cheaper even than Walmart. And I was able to get all the colors but one. And then I got those colors from another online, from 123 Stitch, which is always reliable. If you do any embroidery or, anything like that, fabrics, things like that, try 123stitch.com, because they ship it in one package, at least for me, my smaller orders. But anyway, all the threads I needed for this one project, A Stitch in Time, fit in a 1-gallon Ziploc bag. So it's not that big. And the 2 skeins of yarn could have come in one package, but instead, and in fact, 1 skein of DMC floss came in a plastic envelope bigger than this pillow. 1 little tiny skein that's really no bigger than my finger, Go figure. So I'm leery. I this time, even with the multiple, sorry for the noise about that, for those multiple skeins of fabric and, or not fabric, yarn and floss, 8 separate packages. I had to go through all that with a fine-tooth comb and make sure I got everything I ordered and I got charged the right amount and everything. And Thank goodness it was all complete and it all worked out. But I don't know why Joann's does it that way. And I'm not sure that the amount I saved getting the floss from them instead of 1, 2, 3 stitch was worth all of my time to comb through the order to make sure I had everything. So that is a cautionary tale. And also it was very laborious trying to order the thread because Joann does not list them by color number. And that's the way my lists are, is I always list them like that. And where is it? Because it was a lot of colors. It's going to be a beautiful piece, and I hope I can finish it before I pass on from this world. But anyway, there's the list that I put, for a stitch in time. And I had to go through each one and make sure they were all there. And it goes on to a second page. So anyway, so that's my Joann story. But I have all the yarn I needed for the wedding ring, double wedding ring blanket, and I have all the floss I need for a stitch in time. So I'm all set, and I probably won't, although I did buy more full coverage cross stitch patterns, and one of them I want to kit up right away, so I don't know. But I really don't have any business starting another one because I have a lot going on, as you can see. So that is where I'm at with all my yarny projects, and I appreciate you watching, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. And I hope you have a good rest of the month as well. We got holidays, more holidays coming up. So enjoy yourself. Bye-bye.